taking a couple of nice deep breaths, helping to land here in this body. In this breath, making space for whatever is available for yourself today. Today for me is the kind of day where I feel lethargic, tamasic, little kind of low energy, to say the least. But I knew I had something to look forward to, which is this practice. So I just kept bringing myself to the present moment, doing whatever tasks I needed to do, mundane tasks, perhaps, like taking the trash out and finishing the dishes and sweeping the floor behind the recycling and the trash, and just doing whatever I knew that I needed to do without any regards to time and without thinking about the future, without thinking about the past. Just do what you need to do in the moment. These days is probably very different than, I guess you could even say, more than a month ago. Has it been a month since we have been sort of sequestered into our homes? I don't know. I've kind of lost track. But my practice is the same as it was then, as it is now. It's just sort of intensified. It's just become more important to stay, in the present moment and just doing what I need to do. And know that cleaning your house and sweeping your house and organizing and putting things away goes along with cleaning our own house internally, organizing, putting things away, being in the moment, getting things done. So what is in our outer world actually reflects in our inner world. So for me to have a sense of neatness around me and, doing the chores is and actually kind of a fulfilling thing. In the Zen tradition, they say, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Meaning, it's all the same. Still have to do what you have to do. But I give thanks and praise for a contemplative practice, for a yoga practice. I give thanks and praise for all of the wonders of technology that allow me to present to you a practice so you can join in with me as best you can in mindful movement. And so we will be together for about another hour, and so do the best that you can to participate in whatever capacity that you have. If you're not quite sure, just start in. So either your mind will say, oh gosh, I should do that, or your body will say, oh, I should do that. Don't wait for both. Just begin. And with the breath as a tool, both will come into alignment with each other. So establish your seat. We'll sit for a minute or two, just for each and every one of us to begin to land here in your body in this moment, and then we'll begin our practice with a ring of the bell. So get what you need to sit comfortably, which is you could sit in a chair. I have a couple of blankets that I'm sitting on, 2 nicely folded Mexican blankets. I have a bolster over to the side, a nice, not cushy, but not too hard bolster, about this high. And if you can, have a belt nearby. So I have a yoga belt, and it has rings so I can cinch it up, and I don't have to tie it. It'll stay taut where it is. But you could also just use, if you like, you could use a belt from your bathrobe or something like that. So if you don't have a belt right now, don't worry about it. Almost everything that we do can be, you can adjust to doing it without a prop. And so all I ask for you is just to stay present with yourself as best you can. Let go of judgment, certainly on yourself. Try to stay present with the movements and with the breath. And you may be surprised at the end of class how much you didn't think about the future, or how much you didn't think about the past, and how the awareness of the present moment felt for you. Is it pleasant? Is it unpleasant? Is it neutral? There's no right or wrong. So if you have family out there in your house, tell them you're going to be busy for a while. Don't bother you. But unless you really need something, and if you need it, you can always go and do what you need to do and come back. So let's begin with a couple of breaths together. Breathing in through your nose. Fill up the belly. At the top of the breath, hold the breath for about 3 seconds or so. Drop into your back body, almost falling back till you have to catch yourself. Exhaling out. Hold that exhalation, drawing the navel back and slightly up for about 3 seconds. And breathe in again into the belly. Maybe up a little bit higher into the chest. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw and the face. Hold that breath for about 3 seconds or more. And exhale it out. Feel the belly draw back and the navel drop back to the back body and slightly up. And then breathe in again. 1 or 2 more times, and then just let it go. Come home to your natural breath. See if you can hold the breath for a couple seconds. And exhale it out. And then coming to your natural breath. In this way, inviting the parasympathetic nervous system to kick in as opposed to the active sympathetic nervous system. So the calming and soothing energy as opposed to the active. And we'll find a balance with the mindful movement of both nervous systems. Hoping to balance the rajasic, very active moving energy, with the tamasic, that lethargic, low energy, non-moving. Hatha Yoga Uttasanan. Let the teachings of yoga begin. Teachings of yoga, of practicing awareness and concentration with the body as an opportunity to have something to pay attention to. I like to say the Hatha Yoga Uttasanan. That began probably even prior to your birth in this incarnation. Your striving and your willingness to awaken and to be present, to be alive. So with a sense of joyous exploration, we'll begin, as always, with a couple of sun breaths. So every time, know that when you bring your arms over your head, it's the opposite of depression and a feeling of depression. So it's the opposite of this feeling of being closed up and round. So starting with the hands at the heart, Anjali Mudra. Take a nice breath in. Let your sits bones drop into the earth. Let your legs drop into the earth and lengthen up through the crown of the head. Relax the shoulders away from the ear. Take another breath in. Inhale. Keep all that length. Exhale. Down. Fingertips to the earth. Spinning the arms. The pinky finger spins up to the sky. Thumb back. And with a nice long arc, keep the shoulders rooted into the arms rooted into the shoulders, inhaling the arms up over the head. Look up if it's comfortable. Press the hands a little forward. Exhaling, hands back down to the heart. Inhale, lengthen. Drop the sits bones into the earth. Exhale, fingers to the earth. Spin those palms, stretch all the way through the fingertips. And even the spaces between the fingers. Inhale, arms up, shoulders down, waist back, navel back. Lengthen through the back of the head to bring the head back, and then chin down, chin level, hands to the heart. 2 more times. Sun breaths. With each breath, perhaps feeling that inner golden sun shining brightly. And shining even brighter, luminous with each inhalation and each exhalation, sending that out to everywhere around you. Inhale, lengthen. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, fingers down. Spin the palms. Inhale up. Look up if it's comfortable. Exhale down. 1 or 2 more times. Pull the trunk up out of the hips, but don't let the legs come up with you. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And then relax the hands down to the lap. And just take a breath here. Again, drop into your back body. Feel the top spine of your shoulder blades lengthening. Bottom tips of the shoulder blades moving towards each other. Slightly forward. Open up the heart chest. Waist back, navel back. So you're coming into the back body. Almost like more weight in the back body than in the front body. And your legs are solid, keeping you balanced from falling over. Imagine a 3-dimensional pyramid. Energy gathered. Solid, strong base. Lengthening up to the heavens. So, if you can, just imagine yourself being that 3-dimensional pyramid. Energy conductor. Solid. Great. So let's move a little bit with our head and our neck. And so the challenge here might be to stay present and to not go off and not to rush through these movements. But it's an opportunity to awaken the neck, the head and the neck and the shoulders, and to free up the spine a little bit. And you might find that you feel some congestion and some restriction in the movements of the neck. And so we'll give some opportunity to give yourself a little bit of a massage on the outside of the muscles, outside of the spine and the cervical and the muscles of the shoulders. So taking your right arm out. Oh, let's start with this, chin up and down. Inhale the chin up, lengthen through the back of the head. Exhale the chin down. Slow, super slow, but not too slow, but not too fast. Inhale, lengthen, waist back, navel back, into the support of the shoulders, any amount. Exhale down. So have a sense of lengthening through the back of the neck and head. Your chin may not even come to the chest. Stop when you feel a pull in any of the muscles of the neck and then lift up slightly. So don't overdo. My neck has a fair amount of movement, so I can bring my chin all the way down without feeling a pull in my neck. But sometimes if my shoulders are tight, it's different. Inhale up. Lift the heart chest. Open the heart. Open the gate of the heart. Be open to whatever arises. Lengthening to bring the chin down. And then we'll make little circles, C circles with the chin. Chin goes down. So you may think that this is easy or beyond you if you have a very strong yoga practice and you're used to going right into sun salutations or something. But so maybe this is your challenge, to slow down and see if you can still stay present with the breath. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, chin roll along the line of your neckline, down along the sternum, up to the shoulder. One or two more times, maybe going a little bit further each time. Notice where you feel congested. And the next time that you draw your chin over to the right side, keep it there, lengthen out through your right arm, spin the arm like sun breaths, up, 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 and over. And then your elbow is cradling your head. Find a place for your right hand where you feel comfortable. Keep both shoulders releasing away from the ears. And press gently into your hand, or into your head, but press the head gently into the hand as well. So you don't force the neck. You can gently turn the head without pressure. Little micro movements with the head. Stretch out through your left arm to the earth. So you can feel a nice lengthening of the left side of the neck. You can move your arm back a little bit or have it straight out. You can use it as a kickstand to lengthen up out of the hips again. And then go ahead and you can begin to give little massage to the left side of the neck. You can take your right hand up as well and massage the left side of the neck. Squeeze those ropey muscles. Get into the insertions. See if you can feel a difference in the different muscles, the spinatus muscles or the sides of the neck, side of the neck muscles, whatever they are. Move close to the spine itself and pull the muscles away. See if you can release the muscles away. Create some heat. Squeeze. Press, rub, massage, self-massage. Don't forget to release your shoulders away from your ear. And make your way all the way up to the top by the occipital and up underneath the skull, pressing away, releasing Making your way over to the ear and under the ear and around the neck again. One final squeeze of the shoulders. Take that elbow, your elbow that's up, with your hand to the back of the head, and press that elbow up towards the sky. And then to prepare to release, drop. Let's see, how do we release? Let go of the arm, the right arm, bring it back down. Release the left arm to the lap. Take a moment here just to feel, just to notice. Now my right side of my neck is saying, my turn. My left side feels a little bit warm. And then drop the chin again. Lengthen through the crown of the head to bring the chin down. Make that circle. C circle. Chin goes up to the left side. Left hand extends out like sun breath, spinning the palm all the way up and over, and then take hold of that right side of the head. Bring the head back up. We tend to drop forward with the head, so bring the spine level again. Right hand can come down to the earth like a kickstand. Shoulders back. Waist back. Navel back. Give a little press. So the pressing gently the hand into the head, but resist the head into the hand a little bit. Find that delicate balance for you. Relax both shoulders away from the ears. Forever and always. Begin to notice throughout the day when your shoulders have started to crawl up towards your ears, and then roll them back again and again and again until it becomes natural. So a nice stretch to the right side of the neck now, and you can start to begin that self-massage again. You can take your right hand now, and squeeze the muscles of the neck. I'll kind of show from the side. Squeezing the muscles of the neck, making my way down. Be methodical. There's no right or wrong here. Get into the insert. I'm going to try to give the similar instructions as on the other side. Make your way up, so the ropey muscles of the neck, squeezing, and then make your way over to the muscles that attach to the cervical and the thoracic. Pull those muscles away from the spine, little micro movements of the head. This side is different than the other, of course. And making your way up to the occipital. Just say that word to yourself, occipital. Little micro movements of the head. And then up along the insertion of the muscles at the back of the skull. Sit up tall again. Notice if you've collapsed. Good practice for your day-to-day awareness. And then little micro muscles, little circular action, squeezing up to the ear. Micro movements of the head and the neck and the shoulders. But guess what? Where are the shoulders? The shoulders belong to the back. And then finishing up. Micro movements of the head. Bring the head back up. And both shoulders, both hands, and little circles with your elbows. You can take the head and the neck up a little bit if you like. Waist back, navel back. Inhale up and lengthen. Exhale. Big circles with the elbows. Crunch, crunch. Crunch, crunch. One side is a little bit crunchy. And then the other direction. Getting into your wings here so we can fly and not crawl on the earth. We want to fly. And then little twists. Press into your legs when you twist. Twist to the other side. Both sides again 2 times. Good. And then interlock your fingers. Relax your shoulders. Press the fingers out in front of you. This is really nice for if you're on the computer all day and that congests your wrists, if you have carpal tunnel. So as I press my arms out, I'm going to pull the arms back into the shoulders and almost try to pull my fingers apart from this web. Shoulder blades back and down, and then inhale the arms up over the head. Check to see if your knees have come with you and your shoulders. So drop the knees, drop the shoulders. Look up if it's comfortable. Give a little press of the arms forward so they don't need to keep going back, back, back. Pinky fingers working to roll back and thumbs touching. Pull. Try to pull the arms away, fingers away from each other. Side twist. Don't take the legs with it. Lengthen to go down. Don't round the upper chest, upper side body, the parsva. Just extend. Ooh, I just cracked my back. Extend. Hands back down. Change the interlock. So one finger is in front and then the other pinky is behind. It looks the same, but you're going to work different muscles. Spin the palms out. Press the fingers away, but then pull the shoulders back. So press, feel that rounding of the back, the shoulders separate, and how my neck is compressed. Pull back. Free up the neck. Shoulder blades still moving towards each other. And then to take the arms over the head again. See that the shoulders stay down. And then inhale the arms up. Lengthen the side body. At first my shoulders crawl up to my ears, but bring the shoulders down. You can look up if that feels comfortable. Again, a lot of neck movement today. You can try to take the chin down. Waist back, navel back. Side to side. Creating a little heat, a little warmth. And then let the hands go and float naturally back to your lap. And just breathe here. Shoulders back. Just go for feeling tone. What is it that you're feeling? What kind of energy have you shifted? Got some heat, warmth going. Off with the sweatshirt. So where are you feeling these movements? When you come back to what I call Tadasana, in the chair, sitting up nice and tall, center of the brain right over the center of the heart, center of the heart over the center of the bowl of the pelvis. You feel it in your arms, you feel it in your neck. Where do you feel warmth? Where do you feel tightness and tension? Something to pay attention to in the future. So those are the type of movements that you can do every day for yourself. Even if you're sitting at a desk, at least I suggest once an hour for 5 minutes, pick a series, pick an area of your body to move mindfully. And then for 5 minutes or so, or even a minute, 2 minutes. And so take a conscious break from your work, at least every hour if you're sitting in a chair all day. Or, Lord knows these days if we're sitting on the couch all day, just get up and start to move. So these are head and neck exercises. A nice twist is always nice. and some movement with the hips, you know. So why don't we go ahead and we'll do some of that. So take the right leg up. Your left leg is still in Sukhasana. It's still, hopefully it's on the ground. Have enough height so your knee can be on the ground and your knees are lower than your hips. So if your knees are up high like this, it's really hard to lift up and lengthen up out of the hips. So take as much height as you need to drop the knee down. And we'll lean forward. So a modified Pavana Muktasana. Draw the knee up towards you, shoulders back, a little bit of a squeeze. And lengthen. Press into your right foot. So you're lengthening the body, not rounding. And then twist towards that leg. If you can, your right arm comes forward and then behind. And then you can interlock with a little twist. Otherwise, just hold on to the knee. Drop the hip. So the knee is drawing up towards you, but the foot is, and the hip itself is dropping into the earth. So your little bind, the little yogi pretzel bind, if you can get it, extending forward with the bent leg, your right leg bent, or it can be straight. You can certainly do it with straight. Matsyasana. Arm forward. Open up the arm just like we've been doing all along. Open up that arm and then palm facing down. Swoop that hand behind you. Interlock. Your right hand grabs your left and then lift up. Keep dropping your hips. Turn. Maybe a forward extension. Where are your shoulders? They belong to the back. And then let go. Come back up and around. And then we'll take the second side. Right leg comes into Sukhasana, Siddhasana. So you can straighten that leg as well. Yogi's choice. Draw the knee up towards you, Pavana Muktasana. A little side-to-side action, which we didn't do on the other side. We might have to go back and do it. Lift up tall. Circle the foot. Yep, we're going to have to do the first side again. Circle the foot. Range of motion. Click, clack, maybe. Long, wide, stretchy circles in both directions. You can feel it in your Achilles, feel it in your calf, ankle. And then we'll take the bind. So right leg, or else stay in this huggy position. It's really nice. First we did the ascending colon. Now we're doing the descending colon. It's really nice for your abdominal organs. Extend the arm up, but at the same time I'm lifting up, you feel that the right hip comes up. Drop that right hip. So you're still sitting on both sits bones. Lean forward any amount. Turn the palms down. So first I spun, whoop, arm open, and then spin the arm in the other direction, and then bend the elbow from behind, and then your right arm, whoops, behind you, and take hold of your right hand with your left. Wrapper is the grabber. My wrapper, that's always the grabber. And then to come forward, don't lean with the head. Lead with the heart. Press into the ground with your sit bone and your foot. And then roll open. Your right foot is in the center of your pelvis. It's also nice for your immune system. So you're rolling the shoulders open with a bind. Breathe. I forgot to say, when was the last time I said breathe? Open up your back body. Forward extensions bring consciousness, awareness to your back body. Wake up, people, and it's very important that people who are awake stay awake. Okay, so you're going to undo, release the hand, lengthen to come back up, right hand comes back around, and we'll take this seated position just for a moment to repose. And to come back, clear the slate back to 0. And where do you feel those movements? Where do you feel the effects? So go for the feeling of the energy. Mid-back, arms, shoulders, somewhere, nowhere. No right answer. Take a couple of breaths. And moving right along. So if you feel like you're ready to move on, we have about 10 to 12 minutes more of movement, and then we'll take Shavasana. So that will be this is a time check. Even though we're trying to be in a place before there was even such a thing as time, sometimes it's good to have a little bit of a parameter. So we're going to come down onto your knees. So again, this yoga, you don't need a yoga mat. I'm going to push you away a little bit. See who's here. Hey guys and gals, people, good to see you again. Hopefully some of these movements for some of you are beginning to be a little bit more familiar. And if not, do the best you can. Sometimes, just doing the best you can. Hopefully my instructions are understandable. So, okay, even more. Table position. Press into your hands. Extend out one leg at a time. Stretch out the leg. Stretch out the hip. So stretch out the leg, press into the calf. Press into your hands so you feel your shoulder blades. You don't want to sink. So pressing into your hands as if you could go up into a handstand, and then the other leg. Pull both hips back. Lift up the leg, open your leg up. Look back to see that foot. Take the shoulders back. So nice move to free up the low back here. Extend out that right leg or the other leg. Pull both hips back. Feel your shoulder blades. Still in Tadasana. So my shoulder blades, top spine spreading, bottom tips moving towards each other. Extend out that leg. Do a little C curl. See if you can't look. See if you can't find that foot behind you. Good. One more time, both sides. Tuck a little, and then back bend. Tuck, and then back. Can you see that back leg? Oh, I got a cramp. Woo! And then other leg one more time. So check your hands. See that your elbows are facing each other, the inner elbow. Feel your shoulder blades. Extend the leg and open up. Tuck, untuck, tuck, untuck. And then hands back to center. We'll do a couple of yoga push-ups. So don't be afraid. Yoga push-ups are different because the elbows stay in. You're not doing a push-up like this, but the elbows stay in. So watch for a couple of times if you need to. Very simple. If you want to do full-on chaturanga and add some upward and downward dog, if you are knowing, go ahead. Otherwise, stay with here. I teach towards, I like to teach these classes towards kind of like beginners, because if you're a more experienced yoga person, you can still absolutely benefit from these slowed down movements. But you might have other avenues as well to search out more active yoga. So even with my 30 years of experience of yoga, I come back to these movements and I'm very grateful. So, yoga push-up. I'm going to take my hips back. I'm going to stretch out through my fingers. And I'm going to start to bend my elbows and then move forward and back. So be on the top of your toes here. So your toes are going to project you forward. And then go down, gradually going all the way down to the floor. Shoulders back, elbows in, press back again. So if you need to watch, watch. So this might be your baby push-up. Or else going all the way down, take the shoulders back and press back. More weight on your thumb and your index finger than on your pinky. So we tend to slide the weight over to the pinky side of the hand. Elbows in, lower down, shoulders back. Take it back, elbows in. Projecting yourself forward, not down. 10 more times. If you lose track, count. You got to start over. 1, 2. My heart is going forward, not down. 3. Know where your toes are. 4. More weight on my thumb and index side. 5. Elbows in. 6. 7. 8. Elbows, shoulders back. 9. 10. Great. And you can rest in the child's pose or elbows on your elbows, clasp hands, support your head with your hands. Shoulders back. Just breathe. I mean, really, just breathe. Let go of anything else but where your body is in space, in your breath. It's mindful movement, meditation in action. When you feel ready, so I want to show first, but we're gonna lie back with one leg up. If you have a belt, take hold of, so this is Supta Padangustasana. Watch first if you're not knowing. If you are knowing, go ahead and lie back and take hold of your belt is on your ball mount of your foot, shoulders back, and make little circles with your leg. Shoulder blades on the earth. As if you're painting pictures on the wall, on the ceiling. Little sacred geometry. Pull towards you with the belt, straight leg. Take your right hip. Right sits bones towards your left leg, which is active. So know where your left leg is on the floor. And levelize the hips. To take the leg up, your right hip comes forward. Pull it around. If you like, you can externally rotate and take the leg out to the side. Keep cutting that right hip under. Shoulders stay on the ground. It's like Trikonasana on the floor. See, the leg is not hanging. I'm very active in that leg. Externally rotate, but the final action is internal rotation. For those of you who are sort of reductionist type of a yogi, who can go a little more subtle, external rotation, pull the hip around. Final action, internal rotation. And breathe. Extend out through the heel and the ball mount. so my leg's not hanging. And take care not to have a death grip on your belt. You can take this movement, if you don't have a belt, with your leg, hands to the back of the leg. Resist the hand into the leg and the leg into the hand. Bend your left leg. That's the leg on the floor. Scooch the hips over. So you're going to sit on the side of your left leg. Left foot turns under, and take the whole leg over only to the point where your shoulder comes up. Keep cutting that hip around. 2 or 3 breaths. Woo. So you're getting a nice twist here. And then inhale the leg back up. Straighten up the hips again. Take the left leg up. Exchange belts, or keep your hand on the back of the knee or the back of the thigh. To take the right leg down. Shoulders back. Plant the back of the head. Actively extend to bring the foot down. Relax the jaw. Pull the hip around. Left leg now. Left hip. In little micro circles. Creating sacred geometry on your ceiling. Breathing. Movement with breath. Breath with movement. And then externally rotate the left leg and take it out to the side. No death grip on the belt. Keep scooping the hip around. This leg goes way different than my right leg. So my hips are still relatively level. I've got both shoulder blades on the floor. Actively extend out your right arm to keep the shoulders down. First there's an external rotation, final action, internal. And then draw the leg back up. Bend your right leg. Second to last movement. Lift up and come on over to your right side. Extend out your right leg and then take the leg over. Breathing. You should be able to chant Om Mani Padme Om, Mani Padme Om. If you can't chant or sing when you're doing a pose, you're working too hard. Big circle to bring the leg back up. Active extension. Bring the right leg back up. Both legs up. Both feet down. Both legs extended. Roll the shoulders behind your back. Take your right leg up, or left leg up. We're going to do a little twist to the right. Right knee comes over. So you bend your left leg. Tuck your right toe under your knee and then roll over to the right side. Don't let the shoulders come up. Breathe. Look to your left. Bring the right leg back up. Last move and then rest. Right leg comes up. Left leg active, extended. Right toe under my left knee. Turn to the left. Roll, twist to the left. Look to the right. Breathe. Shoulder blades on the earth. Help that right leg back up. Give both knees a squeeze. And then stretch the legs out, Shavasana. Lift up your back. Slide the shoulders under. Bring your feet to the floor. Slide the hips down. Stretch the legs out and let them go. Heels descending into the earth. Palms soft. Notice if the head is tilted back. You want your forehead parallel to the earth. Soft eyes, but quiet eyes. So you close your eyes. Notice if your eyes continue to dart from side to side. Relax your eyes. Drop the gaze to the back of the brain, the base of the skull. Follow the line of the occipital from the back of the eye to the back of the skull. Shavasana. If you've been here through any amount of this class, Shavasana is crucial in order to allow the body to fully receive the practice, come back to a place of calmness. Come home to your breath. You feel the belly expand when you breathe in, and feel the belly drop when you breathe out. Feel the belly expand when you breathe in. Not anything pushing, don't push it, just a kind of a natural breath, a sweet breath. All the way into your back body, up to your neck, exhaling, shoulders down. Very end of the exhalation, the navel drops and the inhalation comes again, natural. You don't have to do anything to breathe. The breath will come naturally. Let's see if you can feel a calm breath. Relax your jaw and your cheeks, forehead. Tip of the tongue barely touching the back of the teeth. The lips part, that's fine. Invite the muscles of the outer eyes to release towards the temples. And invite the inner eyes to drop towards back behind the base of the skull. Creating space in the orb of the eye. Drop the gaze to the base of the skull. Relax the cheeks and the jaw. Again, notice any furrows in the brow. Relax the jaws. Release the jaws, release the gums, release any grip on the teeth. Invite the upper palate to release upward and the lower palate to release downwards. So invite and notice if your body has received the invitation. Invite the upper palate, top of the mouth, roof of the mouth to release upwards and the bottom palate to release downwards, creating a sense of vast spaciousness. Tongue releasing from the tip of the tongue all the way back to the root of the tongue, so the throat chakra is open. Tip of the tongue still barely touching the back of the teeth. Let go of the body now. Let go of Even let go of the breath. If your mind wanders and you are aware of it, celebrate that awareness and come back to the breath initially, back to the body and the movement of the breath. See if you can even let that go again. If you need an anchor, keep your awareness on the process of breathing in and out. And taking in these words from Henipola Gunaratana. Somewhere in this process, you will come face to face with the sudden and shocking realization that you are completely crazy. Your mind is a shrieking, gibbering madhouse on wheels, barreling pell-mell down the hill, utterly out of control and hopeless. No problem. You are not crazier than you were yesterday. It has always been this way, and you never noticed. Henipola Gunaratana. When each ring of the bell, notice, see if you can drop, release, let go a little bit more, and then I'll guide you back. Keeping your eyes softly closed if possible, to invite your in breaths to be a little bit deeper and your out breaths to be a little bit longer. See if you can't trace this awareness and the breath as it percolates outward once again towards your fingers and your toes, back to the crown of the head. Beginning to move little micro movements, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, turn the head. And little micro movements begin to be more macro movements, and so that when you feel ready, you can bend your knees and roll to the side. Take a few breaths there on your side with using your head, your hand, your arm as a pillow. Take a few breaths there before pressing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. So when you're ready, drop towards the earth and use your upper arm to press yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. Just to revisit that place, those of you who were here at the beginning. Otherwise, if you just joined, come to a comfortable seated position. Take a few breaths. If you want to open your eyes, find a place 3 or 4 feet in front of you with soft eyes gazing, your drishti, steady eyes, steady mind. Let me read this poem, this reading again. Somewhere in this process, you will come face to face with the sudden and shocking realization that you are completely crazy. Your mind is a shrieking, gibbering madhouse on wheels, barreling pell-mell down the hill, utterly out of control and hopeless. No problem. You are not any crazier than you were yesterday. It has always been this way, and you just noticed. Hinapola Gunaratana. And that's why we have this practice. So we can recognize when we are spinning out of control and helpless, shrieking, gibbering madhouse on wheels, pell-mell down the hill. Or when we have a tool to come back, and then we can just come home and take a breath and step back, take a pause. A pause. Just by coming home to your breath, coming back, and then perhaps recognizing the truth of the situation, whatever it is. Sometimes we have no control over what's happening, but take control over what you do have. Do what you need to do. Whatever it is, just do it. Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry wood. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry wood. Whatever it is that you need to do. Wash your dishes. If you have extra time, sweep the floor. Polish the floor, organize a shelf, do something that you can actually see. Sometimes I need to be able to see that I have made some progress. I like to have, these days, a beading project on hand, so an art project, something I can keep coming back to. I stopped doing little seed bead work many years ago, but I've come back to it because one little tiny bead and the needle and the one bead, and it's a long sort of process, but it's something to keep coming back to. And with each bead, I chant Om Mani Padme Om, Om Mani Padme Om, or I'll catch myself if my mind has just gone off, and I go, oh, thinking, come back to the mantra Om Mani Padme Om. It could be Hail Mary, full of grace, whatever it is. It's a higher vibration. Plenty in my meditation practice each night at 8 o'clock, I'll give you some tools and some specific meditative techniques. So sitting, if you still can be sitting tall and comfortable, yet alert. Noticing perhaps maybe a little bit more sense of clarity, less of a dense body, more of an energy body, maybe noticing places where you feel glitchy that you might need to work on, and hopefully you may have, just go back and remember some of these movements and you go, oh, that's right. That's how I can access that. Ooh, that's why I feel that way. Reflect, repose. And I'll close with my always Heart Sutra. I always like to close with this Heart Sutra. Om Pranamada Pranamadam Pranapanam Mudachate Pranasya Pranamadaya Pranamavivavashishate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Vyo Namaha Hari Om. Shri Guru Vyo Namaha. Giving thanks and praise for all of my teachers, past, present, and future, including each and every one of you, reflecting back to me. And as always, and you can too, I dedicate the virtue gathered from this practice to the lasting happiness and well-being and safety of all individuals, past, present, and future, so all beings may be free from suffering and the causes and conditions of suffering. Namaste. Namaste, my friends. Peace be with you. Move forward and throughout this day and every day with a sense of joyous exploration. Remember to have a gratitude practice. Twice a day, once a day, just saying, oh, I'm grateful. Have a gratitude list. What are you grateful for? It's very powerful. And keep coming home to your breath. Pause as much as possible. And thank you for joining me in whatever way you have been here. Tracy, Hijab, Lance, namaste, my friend. Tracy, oh, hi. Oh, Laura Lynn, welcome, David. Good job, man, showing up. Janelle, yep. Laura Lynn, wonderful. Thank you so much. Shala, Richard, Thadang, Cindy, hello, hey Margie. If you're still here, you are my guru. Jim, Jamie, Janie, any of you, thank you for showing up and showing up for your families and for yourself. Always do your best. Always do your best. Hey Robert, if you just joined in, you're going to have to go back and maybe either join in tomorrow, or if you'd like a nice hour, easy does it yoga practice, feel free. So I want to invite each and every one of you to please feel free to give me any feedback and any questions or concerns and any special requests. I consider myself as a yoga teacher like a midwife, available at all hours to answer questions, because you're giving birth perhaps to to all these kind of new things growing within you, and you may have new insights or some questions or some glitches or something, and I'm happy to be able to guide you on your path. So thank you very much. Namaste. See you tonight at 8 Central Time for meditation. See you tomorrow at 3:30. And please feel free to share, to like, to pay attention at any given moment. I'm showing you my house. This is my humble home. I'm happy to be here. And I'm so grateful that I have these tools to help me to prevail. So, peace on. Aloha.